the most important thing that you have to deliver is you have to inspire participation. Hi, I'm Mark Elliott, and in this episode, I'm going to talk about the concept of collaboration design. The term collaboration design is something that we came up with at CollabForge specifically to try and help bring conscious awareness to the need for designing collaboration, its processes, its tools, its methods, its understandings in order to get impactful results. Now, the concept of conscious collaboration is really important here because collaboration is something that's in our DNA as humans. And so we do collaborate and will collaborate every single day without even being conscious that we're doing it. And this is wonderful. I think this is probably one of the most profound elements of being a human, is that we are so willing and able to co-create together whenever we need to. The challenge, though, comes when you're in an organizational setting or when you're looking to deliver a particular result through collaboration and you rely upon that instinctive approach to collaboration. It creates any number of challenges in terms of, at minimum, misaligned understandings of how things might happen, or misaligned expectations, or simply unrealistic expectations that the approaches that you're going to take are going to deliver the results that you want. So in introducing this term, collaboration design, it's not so much that we're saying, here's a particular approach with collaboration design, or that collaboration design is a particular approach. It's more that there could be many approaches to collaboration design. But in all approaches to collaboration design, at minimum, there will be involved the elements of empathy and iterative prototyping. So what I mean by those is empathy, me as an individual thinking, well, I want to do this or I want to achieve this, but to do that I'm going to need to involve other people. The empathy part starts to come into play when I need to think through, well, how am I going to get them involved? What is it that might interest them in participating? What will get them excited? What will get them over the line in terms of making that regular commitment to turn up, whatever that might be in your situation? So necessarily, you have to empathize. I guess you don't always have to empathize if you were, say, in a workplace situation where you're the boss and you can just simply tell somebody, collaborate with me now on this. But even still, in those situations, you'll only get so far with that. If you're not genuinely really meeting somebody in terms of what their needs and interests are, eventually they're going to find something else to do, whether they leave that position or leave that project or just simply walk away. That's likely to happen. So empathy is an essential part of collaboration design, consciously empathizing with the needs and interests of those who you are going to collaborate with. The other element that I mentioned, iterative prototyping, it's a bit of a mouthful, that one. Iterative meaning just simply doing it over and over again, and prototyping meaning creating something. And so when you put those two together, when you create something over and over again, and especially when you create new and better versions of something over and over again, therein lies one of the key processes in collaboration. So when you get together with somebody and you start thinking through, well, what might we create? Or here's an idea that I've got. And as you start to build that shared understanding and shared vision, that's your first prototype. That prototype that exists in ideas. That really is something that you can hold between each other and you can reference, you can start to build on. So as you go through that process in a collaborative project, that's where, if you are applying the ideas of collaboration design, when you become conscious about what you're iteratively prototyping and, more importantly, how you're doing that, you're basically doing collaboration design. So for example, you might be thinking, well, the last time we had that discussion over lunch, there were some really great ideas that were thrown around, but now we need to really get more specific and bring some detail to those. So for the next session, maybe we need a whiteboard. And actually the space we were in was just too noisy and distracting, so we're gonna, maybe a room where we've got some dedicated space and time. And actually, how much time will we need? Well, last time an hour just wasn't quite enough. We were just getting there. So all these elements, how much time you need, the space you use, the tools you use, even the methods. Well, we'll use some sticky notes. Maybe we'll just do some brainstorming on the outset. This is collaboration design. And especially, as I mentioned before, with the empathy, when you start thinking, well, oh, yeah, how am I going to get that person to agree to give me 2 hours of their time and travel across town to use this environment that I think would be really good? what do I need to best connect with their needs and interests. That's really the essence of collaboration design. And so you can well imagine there'd be any number of methods and tools and approaches you could take to that. But at the end of the day, it's really about thinking through those needs and interests, the methods you're going to use, the tools you're going to use, and iteratively representing to the participants through their collaborative efforts the outcome. So at the end of this, let's say this hypothetical second workshop, you can go, oh, look at that whiteboard. I can see it now. I've got the first prototype we had just in our minds over that lunch that we had. The second prototype, oh, there's sketches, there's diagrams, there's some key ideas. I couldn't hold that all in my mind or my memory without it having represented on the whiteboard. It's just another more fully fleshed out, detailed version of your prototype. Ultimately, however you approach collaboration design, whatever you do to get those type of results, the most important thing that you have to deliver is you have to inspire participation. So that result of a particular collaborative session that is an instance of iterative prototyping, the outcome of that needs to have an impact on the individuals involved to go, oh, that's even better, or more interesting, or more tangible, or more compelling. I want to proceed. I want to keep going with this. Because if you don't get that, obviously your collaboration is going to fall apart. What we call that result is social proof. So I can see socially the participants around me, they are demonstrating to everybody else that they want to be involved through their excitement, their interest, their ongoing commitment. And so once you start to get that social proof happening, that's the stickiness of collaboration. That's what's actually going to keep you together. And that's what's actually going to inspire everybody to bring the time and energy that's required for high quality collaboration. So collaboration design, it's a term, it's a lovely term that we like to use just to help to really reconfirm our conscious approach to collaboration, specifically to being empathic with the participants' needs and interests, to consistently and constantly iteratively prototyping the outcome of collaboration as something comes into being through that process of emergence, so as to generate social proof that inspires ongoing participation.